Each episode we take a look at another zone in the game. Today we will take a look at Elwynn Forest and Stormwind City. Every day at 7 AM server time, 6 children will spawn in a house at this location close to Goldshire. They will then leave the house and make their way to Stormwind, then to Goldshire, up the road to Northshire Abbey and then back to the house. They always stay in a circular formation, and after reaching one of their destinations they will stand around for roughly 10 minutes. They finish their round at roughly 7:40 AM and go upstairs to the bedroom. Then you will hear spooky music and in-game sounds. A banshee screaming, sounds of a ghoul, and even Cthulhu joins in.
Death is close.
Also in the grass southwest of the house, 2 tiny skulls can be found. There are some theories that this is a reference to the book Children of the Corn by Stephen King, which is about some devil-worshipping children. And honestly, I get it. If I would live in Goldshire, I would also turn crazy. Especially on populated roleplay servers. If you know, you know. If you don't know and don't want to have this place ruined for you, skip over to here. Last warning. Well, the Goldshire Inn on roleplay servers is strange. You have naked people walking around, naked small people, naked furry people, weirdly dressed men, people getting lap dances, and there's always one weird panda. People are standing and sleeping in the air. On the second floor people are getting private shows and who knows what else is happening there. Manal yells, Manal spin on YouTube. What does that mean? There are horses in the bar. Everything you can imagine, it happened here. And the worst part is, on some servers, this is happening all day, every day. People are actually paying their WoW subscription to do this. And about 95% of these naked girls are actually dudes, pretending to be a girl. If you see a lesbian couple here, you can almost be sure that actually it's just 2 guys and both think the other one is a girl. Luckily, this is only happening on a few servers. Usually, it's a very empty place. Basically, directly east of Goldshire, you will find a gravestone on an empty island. This got added relatively recently in honor of Mats Ebelenstein, a boy who suffered from Duchenne muscular dystrophy. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend watching the documentary The Remarkable Life of Evelyn. This gravestone resembles the original one in real life and is a nice addition to the place. With the revamp of the world in Cataclysm, the cave in the starting area of humans was closed, and the quest mob was put simply in front of it. Additionally, Goldtooth, a kobold from a quest later on, in a different cave, was also put outside of a cave. For some reason Blizzard wanted to shut down the mines in Elwynn Forest, but why exactly is not known. The infamous Hogger was nothing but an imposter. You all know Hogger. You beat his ass in vanilla, then again in Cataclysm, when he gets captured and ends up as a boss in the Stockades dungeon. But in the BFA intro questline for Horde players, you infiltrate the Stormwind Stockades and you can see a young woman being imprisoned with a Hogger costume hanging nearby. Hogger was fake and you actually have beaten up this young woman, except this is what she looks like 8 years after we've beaten her up and taken her prisoner. Did we beat up a child? Let's not think about that for too long. In this lake, south of Stormwind, you can find a chest in which you will find a red Defier's mask. This mask was not available since the revamp in Cataclysm and got added back a few years ago, but these days it's also available again in the time walking dungeon of the Deadmines. Either way, this item is only usable by rogues and is a very iconic item from the early days of WoW. Almost every humanoid creature in Elwynn Forest has a chance to drop a frayed knot through pickpocketing, a grey item which apparently serves no purpose. However, this item is used to buy the turquoise bobbleworm pet from Keeper Tahun in Oribos in the Shadowlands. This item sells for multiple hundred gold in the auction house and is actually not too difficult to farm and might be a nice way to get some extra gold. Now let's make our way over to Stormwind City. The barber in Stormwind used to be a goblin named Sweeney Todd, which is a reference to Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. If you know the musical, you know what this is about. To summarize it real quick, this guy is a barber that kills his customers and bakes them into pies. If you go upstairs in the barber's house in Stormwind, you can find two small skeletons hidden underneath a plank, as well as the barber's razor blade, which is pretty iconic to Sweeney Todd. In Stormwind there's the Stockades dungeon, but there also was a second one planned and implemented in the game. Players could never enter it because it was blocked off in vanilla, but as a game master you could fly around and get inside. It's a lot bigger than the regular Stockades dungeon and even has a big boss room, but nobody really knows what was planned here. The first video I had on this channel actually showcases this dungeon, but it's not worth checking it out. Just listen to it.
Hello everybody! Today I'm showing you a little hidden secret which was available in World of Warcraft before the revamp in Cataclysm. It's a secret I've heard nobody ever talking about, and I couldn't find any other videos about this, so I'm gonna show you this now.
I really have come a long way since then, haven't I? Anyways, next fact. In vanilla there was also a blocked dungeon entrance behind a big gate that didn't lead anywhere. However, you were able to get behind it and you can still do it in Classic. Get over here, jump on the torch and you can clip through the wall. Make your way over here, walk up this path and you will soon get back above, right behind the gate. You can simply get out of here by following the path further and jump into the water. When you enter Stormwind through the main entrance, you will find 5 statues, which depict the sons of Lothar: Allyria, Turalion, Khadgar, Curdle Wildhammer and Dan of Twobane. However, these statues look nothing like the characters. When Khadgar was last seen in Stormwind before going to Outland, he looked like this. And the statue looked like this. In Stormwind, there used to be a park. The park got completely destroyed by Deathwing and was then rebuilt over time to become the Lion's Rest we have today. Here's a memorial to King Varian, and the carpet you can see on the ground looked like this for the longest time, until Blizzard changed it due to heavy criticism. There is one house in Stormwind that is completely empty with no NPCs inside, that can be used for roleplay purposes. It's in the Dwarven district and can be reached after going through the Shady Lady store. From Classic to late Cataclysm you would find Archbishop Benedictus standing inside the Stormwind Cathedral. He was the leader of the Church of the Holy Light, and then in Cataclysm, seemingly out of nowhere, in the span of 3 seconds it's revealed that he was a bad guy all along, and he gets killed moments after as a dungeon boss. Why did he turn evil? Pah! So, Benedictus definitely was not the most holy person in the church. I think that title goes to someone else. Wreckful. The streamer and WoW veteran known as Wreckful died in the year 2020 at an age of just 31 years, and Blizzard put a memorial of him inside of the Stormwind Cathedral. The NPC is simply named Wreckful and has the same appearance as his main character. He is even untouchable by Horde players, so no trolls could show up and try to kill him. Rest in peace, you absolute legend. The Deeprun Tram makes absolutely no sense and goes in a completely wrong direction. When you walk inside, you are facing northeast. Then the tram will go 90 degrees to the left, which means it goes northwest and it only goes in a straight line. But Ironforge is definitely not northwest from Stormwind. Seriously, how can something like this happen? I just don't know. But I do know that if you enjoyed the video, you should subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support me big time, consider becoming a channel member for early access to the videos. Just like these beautiful people. I hope to see you next time. Until then, see ya!